Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Resonant Culture Brewing Company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. But this is also a collaboration with Outer Range, who is out of, I know they're in Colorado. I think they're in Denver, but I'm not 100% sure. But I guess these guys must be pretty good friends because they've done several collaborations with them. This one is pretty unique. So the description says Farmhouse Table Beer dry hopped with French Mistral hops. But the further description on their website says that it was actually the second runnings from a double IPA, and then it is fermented and not fermented in, but it's can conditioned. So it was carbonated in the can, which you don't usually see. And it just said, I think it said with their farmhouse yeast, so I'm not sure if it's going to be like mixed culture and it's going to have some acidity to it or not. But of course, because it's a second runnings beer, it's very low in ABV. It is 2.5 ABV. And then the general style on the front here just says Farmhouse Table Ale. So it's kind of, all of those things go together really, but they're a little bit different. I'm really interested to see what this is like, because I feel like it could be just a simple, really dry, light table beer. It could be like a mixed culture, like kvass. I know it's not made with bread, but just like the 2.8% fauna flora kvasses that are mixed culture. You know, I don't know, or it could be somewhere in between those things, of course, which is probably the most likely thing. But so you can see it pours I'm actually surprised. I expected this to be pretty clear, but it pours a cloudy straw color. I mean, it's very, very light, almost like a Belgian wit. With the head is gigantic. It is a little rocky, which I'm guessing is from the Brett, if there is Brett in this. But it's very fluffy too. Whoa. It smells nice. It's not, I don't think it's like mixed culture. There's mixed culture yeast or yeast/bacteria in this, but it's very like minerally, and there's some like lemon lime notes. I'm getting like chamomile too, which is weird. But I do get that from some like Belgian single pales, which is kind of probably similar to. I really like husky grain, and just like sourdough bread. This is there's just a ton going on here between. Well, I'm guessing most of it's from the yeast, but it's also there's just like these really light pale malts. And there is a little bit of like hop spiciness to it as well. Like I know this says it's French hops. This isn't so it's not noble hops, but it has a little bit of that character too. I don't know. It smells awesome. I can't wait to drink. So this does not taste like what I was expecting. That's interesting. The aroma is like, it's very complex, and it's almost, now that I kind of drank that top layer and a lot of the foam is dissipated, I'm getting more of the aroma. And it smells even more like minerally and almost a little bit funky, which is interesting because the flavor is not like that. The flavor is almost like a miniature Pilsner, if that makes any sense. It does have it has a little bit of a hot flavor to it. It is like the earthy noble hop flavor, but all that like bready and husky stuff that I can get in the nose, I'm not getting it in the flavor at all. It's like a little earthy, a little perfumey, and then there's like a tad touch of like bready Pilsner malt, but it's not anything compared to what I was getting in the aroma. And it's pretty dry, but the flavor, it's dry as far as like it not being sweet, but the flavor lasts. It doesn't go away like that. But it drinks way, even though it is like very light in flavor in general, and that's obviously the point of something like this. The carbonation level is perfect because it's not super spritzy, but it's high enough where it feels like a full body beer. Excuse me, even for the 2.5%. It's a really cool experiment. If the aroma just smelled like what this tastes like, then I would be like, yeah, I love this all around. But the aroma is so good, it kind of let me down when I drank it. If that I guess obviously it makes sense. But there are a lot of beers that smell better than they taste, and that's just from my personal preference that I like to smell better than the taste. You might be the opposite, but overall, I think if you want a beer that is really low in alcohol, that isn't like an acidic Berliner Weiss, or just like a American light lager, this would be a good option. I would say if I'm going like sub 3, or not 3%, sub 4% beers. And I'm going to exclude like the Fauna Flora Kvassas because those are like $10 for a bottle. I mean, they're 750s, but still. Those are, even though they're really light, like there's no way I can drink those all day just because of because of the acidity. So I would compare this to like Burial Inner Tube, which is their like light lager that's 3.7%, or Stillwater Extra Dry. This is more similar to Stillwater Extra Dry just because of the malt bill and stuff. It's less similar to the Burial one, but if I'm just comparing the quality of all those, I would say this is probably like my least favorite of those three, but I can rarely find Stillwater Extra Dry. And the Inner Tube, I would probably say that I like it better, but this is different than that. It's just not, if I want that, I'll get that, but if I want this, I'll get this. They're not that overlapping where I could say that would just replace this all the time. So because of that, and this is like even lower than that. I mean, this is almost like you just want to drink something that actually tastes like good beer, but pretty much has like hardly any. You could just drink this all day and not get drunk. So this definitely has a place. So because of that, I'm going to give this a buy. I just got one can of this, and it was at a bottle shop, so I don't even remember what it cost, to be honest, but it was probably marked up because it was one can, which I completely understand. I think 4 packs of this are probably like $12, so $3 a can. Is that kind of expensive for 2.5 ABV? If that's what you're concerned about, yes. But for a beer of this quality of taste, it's not expensive at all. So I would definitely buy this again. I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.